Hello, Obscure Titan has returned with a new essay video. I did a poll asking which one of the mainline entries in the series is your favorite and thought it would make a good retrospective. What were its predecessors? What was the production like? How did it turn out the way it did? Does it leave a lasting impact? These questions will be answered in each segment of the video. We'll start with the origins of the series, or rather the history that inspired it to be. Then we'll discuss Mortal Bros. 2019's production from February 2017 to March 2019, going into its final results and if it aged well. Let's get started. Mortal Bros. Has existed as a concept for quite some time, but only as a meme or just a creation piece. But how it became a story-driven series is what makes the original spirit behind Mortal Bros. 2019 9 years prior. It all began in late 2009. Mortal Bros. Mainly consists of Nintendo plush characters while also venturing into Transformers and Bionicle figures. There wasn't much to go off of other than the characters picked for the first project. The irony was, this wasn't going to be a Mario-focused debut to classic Mortal Bros. This was going to be Kirby. The video showed individual teams of characters finding the Chaos Emeralds in an unnamed location, perhaps it being a house similar to the Shadowed 1-1 setting of pre-Reign of Mesodax. Bowser kidnaps Princess Peach and seeks the Chaos Emeralds. However, Kirby and Mario defeat him and help Master Hand restore the setting. Fast forward to Mortal Bros. 2, this was a sequel to the original entry. Though this was said to take place 10 years later, the likeliness of it being said that it was due to the Netherrealm's abhorrent atmosphere affecting people's minds. This would be confirmed to be 10 months after the first entry lore-wise. In each entry, they have a specific setting and plot. Usually a big bad guy rallies a band of baddies to steal something, do something bad, or detonate world devastation. The original series initially ended on May 2011, with some possible ideas to make it as a result of redoing the original continuity. But Ultimate Devastation ended up being a continuation to Mortal Bros. 3. There have been a few others to follow, such as The Great Unicron Legacy in 2011, to revive Mortal Bros. In 2012, to Re-Inhaled in 2013, to Misadventures in 2015, and Retraction a year prior, only to take priority in 2016. I ended up going into a third Mortal Bros. Reboot as early as 2015. The series would have been more like the classic Mortal Kombat series, with a setting pretty similar to Revived, but more into form with the 2010 original. A simpler setting, smaller roster, and something to get into times of 2014 to 15, Godzilla and G2 Bionicle Tahu. But as life continued on with more things going on, I'd be less active. I had less time to deal with getting my passion projects at the time off the ground, and this was around 2017 when having to work between part-time jobs and having dealt with a former friend and a petty drama that I'm not going to mention. Things in 2017 haven't exactly looked good, and Mortal Bros. Would take a backseat. It wasn't until the production of the MMXIX series is what eventually led to the Mortal Bros. 2019 reboot. While MMXIX's first entry has been in production since 2017 and stayed that way to its completion in December 2018, Mortal Bros. Would come back around that same month with a new set of characters, new script, and setting. While the inspiration of the Mortal Kombat status quo remained similar, a new approach would blossom. The production of Mortal Bros. 2019 was originally blossomed by the cancelled project under the name of Quack and Crusade, a Shantae fanfic taking place after Pirate's Curse. She would find a sword where she would rescue her mother from a demonic shogun in hell, and venture more into the mysteries being mentioned in the first 3 games. This would lead to having characters such as Spyro, Crash, Shantae, Conker, and Pac-Man. The setting would be called Planet Smash. The premise is Spyro and Crash find Shantae's lamp in the shore and confront Meta Knight. This led to the trio being transported to Smash and enter a tournament held by Bowser with another demonic king by his side. As more production was being made, changes came about. Instead of Spyro and Crash, we ended up getting Nathan Drake, Ratchet and Clank in their place. Shantae's role changed to be the protagonist with the motivation of freeing her mother fused to a sword, something her magic also got fused into. You could thank Vizon for that. It took a few months to gather all the set pieces and characters needed in order to make the film. It largely consists of 21 characters, with more than 2/3 of it having the majority of the story's chapters to appear in. The film was shot in a power shot camera by Canon. The original cut was in the 4:3 ratio, mainly due to the use of Adobe Premiere Elements at the time before shifting to DaVinci Resolve and OpenShot midway through 2019. It was somewhat of a mess visually. Like I said, this is compressed to a 4:3 ratio thanks to Premiere Elements being set as such at the time. It's also where stop motion shots were done in a setting that gives you the black borders. While those still exist in its 2020 remastered cut and both versions of Origins A Loop in Time, the successors would be improved with the ratio always being at 16:9. The first entry of the series kicked off alright. It didn't reach the number Super Mario Logan did, obviously it wasn't meant to. Matter of fact, this was supposed to be more of a passion project if anything, as opposed to being a lowest common denominator quick buck that is Jeffrey. So far, the original 2019 cut has made more views than all the entries to follow, especially its 2020 remastered cut. Though while the sequels and prequels would prove to be better quality, nothing really resonates quite like the original debut. It was something else. It was outlandish but unique. Familiar, yet interesting. To conclude in this video, what about this 2019 did bring me back into YouTube after deleting the original in January 2018? Something about the series helped me reignite the spark that was present in the older works before it. And so far, Mechatronic Legacy and Synectic Exodus are kicking off to a pretty decent start. If it wasn't for Warner Bros. 2019, things in my works would have been different. But what is your favorite entry in the series? Let me know in the comments and discuss your favorite entry, or better yet, favorite moments. Something to look back on with its qualities while marching into newer endeavors ahead. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Over and out.